For the sensible gift you can use all year long, check out the New Balance Store's big holiday event. Save big on top sellers like our Premier 1224 with cushion, stability, and comfort. New Balance stores sell the real deal with 150 of the latest styles, including kids, for the best fit. Go to the experts. Satisfaction guaranteed. Plus, save big on all high-performance workout apparel. Only at South Florida New Balance stores.
Cats, one of the longest-running musicals on Broadway, is coming to South Florida. Log on to justnews.com for your chance to win dinner for two, a night at the DoubleTree Miami, and 2 VIP tickets to opening night. Cats at the Adrian Arsh Center, December 31st through January 4th.
South Florida's most trusted weather team on Local 10 News.
Welcome to World News. Tonight, where do you want to travel? Anywhere but Chicago. Storms there are stranding thousands of holiday travelers. Internal review. The FBI questioned the president-elect, and his office offers new details of contacts between his staff and Illinois Governor Blagojevich. Deep water. Dramatic rescues of trapped commuters after a massive water main break outside Washington, D.C.
I can't see anything! I need help!
And sing-along. In Houston, it's not always easy striking the right note for the holidays, but oh, how they do try.
All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. See?
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson.
Good evening. We received an email from a friend of ours this afternoon. We expected greetings from Albuquerque, where she hopes to spend the holidays. But her early morning flight from New York had mechanical problems, left 4 hours late. When she finally made it to Chicago, she ran to the service desk at O'Hare Airport, only to be sent to the back of the line, 300 people long and growing. She is like thousands of others across the country. She'll have to wait to continue her trip. Eric Hong is at Action Central in O'Hare Airport tonight. Eric?
Good evening, Charlie. This is one of the busiest days of the year at one of the busiest airports in the world. So when the snow moved in this morning, the problems piled up early and quickly. Today at O'Hare, the holiday rush slowed to a crawl.
We can't get a flight until Christmas Day.
As the snow piled up, so did delays and cancellations. By late afternoon, more than 400 flights were grounded, including the flight to Phoenix that Deb Norman and Randy Beecham were counting on. They're missing an important wedding tomorrow. Theirs.
You know, I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
With nasty weather hitting a wide swath of the country, hopes for an easy holiday getaway went away. At O'Hare, average arrival delays topped 3 hours, impacting flights from Newark to Orlando. There was some good news for passengers. At Seattle's airport, where snow has stranded travelers for days, planes were finally taking off, and fingers were crossed.
We're rebooked on a flight out this morning, so as of when we left home, they said it was going, so we'll see.
For those hitting the roads in the Midwest and New England, it was a tough haul on highways covered by a week's worth of snow and ice. It was also slow going on the rails. Patience wore thin.
And they keep saying, well, it's just going to be a little bit longer, just another hour, maybe 2 hours, and that's been 12 and a half hours ago.
With the sluggish economy, fewer people are traveling this holiday, but instead of more availability, there's less. To cut costs, airlines are flying 3,000 fewer flights per day, making it tougher to rebook.
You have completely packed flights, you have a packed schedule, so anytime an issue occurs with Mother Nature, it's basically a disaster for travelers.
And with Christmas almost here, some travelers are running out of options.
Amtrak is booked, all the buses are booked, we can't rent a car because they're all gone.
With the weather expected to stay miserable at least until tomorrow morning, it could be a very long night for travelers. In fact, O'Hare officials are making available at least 500 cots for those who may be stuck here tonight, Charlie.
Eric Hong at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, thanks to you. Next to an unusual occurrence, it is not often that a president-elect gets interviewed by a U.S. attorney in a criminal investigation, but it happened to Barack Obama, questioned last week about his staff's contacts with Illinois Governor Blagojevich, who was allegedly trying to sell Obama's Senate seat. A report from Obama's office says there were no improper contacts. and that no one from the transition engaged in any deal-making for the seat. Jonathan Karl is in Washington tonight with that story. John?
Charlie, it's not exactly shocking that this report shows that the Obama team did nothing wrong. After all, the prosecutor has made no such allegation, and the report shows that Obama's top aide, however, Charlie, did talk several times with the governor's office about the Senate seat.
The report says Obama had no contact at all with Blagojevich or his staff, but Rahm Emanuel, the president-elect's chief of staff, did. The review found Emanuel had 1 or 2 telephone calls with Blagojevich. In those conversations, Emanuel urged the governor to name Obama's longtime friend Valerie Jarrett to fill Obama's Senate seat. But the report says Emanuel did not offer Blagojevich any personal benefit in return.
There was only one person associated with the transition that had any such contact with the governor or his staff, and those contacts were totally appropriate and acceptable.
Emanuel also had about 4 conversations with Blagojevich's chief of staff, John Harris. In those conversations, Emanuel talked about Jarrett and 4 other candidates favored by Obama: Dan Hines, Tammy Duckworth, Jan Schakowsky, and Jesse Jackson Jr. The report says, quote, Mr. Harris did not make any effort to extract a personal benefit for the governor in any of these conversations. Publicly, Obama has insisted he exerted no influence over the governor's choice.
This is the governor's decision. It is not my decision.
But the report says Obama did discuss preferred candidates with his staff and understood that Emanuel would relay these names to the governor's office. Valerie Jarrett later said she was not interested in the Senate seat and will serve as a top advisor to Obama in the White House. The Obama team says there is nothing unusual about the contacts. After all, Blagojevich was the Democratic governor of the president-elect's home state, and the report's findings seem to be consistent with what U.S. Attorney Patrick Fitzgerald said when he announced his allegations against Blagojevich.
I'm not going to speak for what the president-elect was aware of. We make no allegations that he's aware of anything, and that's as simply as I can put it.
And in a conversation secretly recorded by prosecutors, Blagojevich said this of the Obama team: "They're not willing to give me anything except appreciation. Bleep them."
The timing of this report may raise eyebrows. After all, it comes on the eve of Christmas Eve, while Obama is on vacation in Hawaii and Rahm Emanuel is on vacation in Africa. The Obama team says, however, they wanted to release this a week ago. They delayed it because prosecutor Patrick Fitzgerald asked them to. Charlie?
Jonathan Karl reporting from Washington tonight. Thanks. And we're going to stay in the Washington area. Outside Washington, a giant water main broke this morning right next to a major commuter thoroughfare. Immediately, cars were swamped. It looked as if they were in the midst of a raging river instead of on a normally dry roadway. The water was running down the road at a rate of 150,000 gallons a minute. Here's Pierre Thomas.
This is what commuters in suburban Washington face during the morning rush hour. A treacherous wall of water rushing toward them. Within seconds of a huge water main break, at least 10 cars were caught in the swift current on River Road.
A gush of water came along with boulders and parts of trees, and I tried to turn to get out of it, and that was it. I couldn't.
The current was so strong, emergency personnel couldn't approach by foot. They had to use helicopters and boats. In this dramatic helicopter rescue, a fireman eases 2 children into a metal basket as the waters at least 4 feet deep race below. 911 calls capture desperate passengers pleading for help.
I can't see anything! I need help!
Ma'am, we're on our way. We will be there very shortly. I have units responding to you now.
We train for river rescues every day, and we train for flood rescues on the road, but you never expect to find something like we found today with the amount of water coming down River Road. Multiple cars stopped.
This suburban street was turned into a raging river.
Here, 32-year veteran firefighter Pat Mitchell tries desperately to reach 2 stranded commuters. Finally, after a struggle, Mitchell is able to make it. And after a few more tense moments, the victims are on board. They are pulled to shore.
Oh, yes, no doubt. Current like that can kill instantly. This is a unique, once-in-a-lifetime type of call.
The water flowed at 150,000 gallons per minute from a water main 66 inches in diameter, big enough for a person of average height to walk through.
I'm glad everything was successful and nobody was hurt.
As for River Road, all day it lived up to its name. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
And some of the people who were rescued and their rescuers will be on Good Morning America tomorrow. The investment scheme allegedly run by financier Bernard Madoff, which cost investors up to $50 billion, has now cost one investor his life. A French executive who had entrusted nearly $1.5 billion of his clients' money with Madoff was found dead today in his Manhattan office. Police say it was suicide. Here's ABC's Sharon Alfonsi.
Thierry de la Villouche was a successful French investment banker before the Madoff scandal. A French newspaper reported that his friend said for the past week he had tried day and night to find a way to recoup his investors' money. But this morning, Villouche was found dead inside the Madison Avenue offices of his investment group. Police say he appears to have killed himself at his desk.
There were cuts made to his arm, to his wrist, and also to his bicep area with a box cutter. There were pills present, unknown if those pills were ingested, and there was no suicide note.
Police combed Villouche's suburban New York home today for clues. The 65-year-old was the co-founder and CEO of Access International Advisors, personally overseeing a so-called feeder fund that invested solely with Bernard Madoff.
The great mystery is, why did these very sophisticated feeder funds invest almost all of their assets, or at least half or more, just with Mr. Madoff?
Today, Madoff is under house arrest. As for Villouche and his alleged suicide, his friend told the French newspaper this is a farewell from someone who had done nothing wrong. The truth is, everyone wanted to invest in Madoff.
And ABC News has learned tonight that Villouche not only committed his clients' money to Madoff, but apparently much of his own money as well. Charlie?
Sharon Alfonsi, thanks to you. And still ahead on World News, could this be the car of the future? It runs on electricity, and it's almost ready to hit the road. China's roads. Desperate retailers slash prices even more, but the weather throws a monkey wrench into their hopes of recovery. And the airport, where some of the folks waiting for planes refuse to sing the blues.
This is World News with Charles Gibson. Brought to you by the Salvation Army.
Wherever good can overcome, that is where your contributions to the Salvation Army go.
Feeling stuffed up? Unstuff yourself with Afrin No Drip. It's got the best medicine to open nasal passages. Afrin, the best stuff to unstuff.
Retailers don't want you to see the information about to be disclosed.
Hi, I'm Tony Galata. This is my wife, Carrie Galata. This is our house, my wife's dream house. And we furnish most everything in this house with products from Direct Buy. We purchased the breakfast table and chairs. We looked at that table in some other places.
They ran around $3,500 and we picked it up for around $1,500.
If you're building, remodeling, or simply redecorating a room, there's now a way to buy virtually everything you need at prices you never imagined possible.
We've saved, I think, well over $20,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
Campbell's Green Bean Casserole. Make some holiday magic.
Everyone knew it was coming, but that didn't make this day before Christmas Eve any easier for more than 2,000 General Motors workers. The auto workers at two plants that made SUVs, one in Ohio and one in Wisconsin, were laid off today. Their plants have been closed. We're going to turn next to the future of auto travel. There's a company that plans to mass produce and put on the roads an electric car. It'll be for sale in just a few months. The company is in China, and their cars will be sold eventually in the U.S. Here's Stephanie Tsai in southern China.
As America's automakers appear to be running on empty, a little-known Chinese car maker has shifted into high gear. BYD has introduced the first electric plug-in car for mass production and is hoping to sell it in the U.S.
We see clearly that the trend in the future is going to be alternative energy and green energy solutions.
Unlike hybrid cars, the F3DM, which stands for dual motor, can run entirely on electricity. No gas, no toxic emissions. The battery is recharged by plugging it into an ordinary wall outlet. A small gas engine serves as a backup if the battery runs dry.
So basically a good night's sleep, you get up, unplug your car, get in, and you're good to go.
Just like charging your cell phones in the evening.
In 7 hours, it's fully charged and able to run for more than 60 miles. That's 20 miles more than GM's Chevy Volt, which isn't slated for launch until 2010. The F3DM is an affordable $22,000, nearly half the estimated price of the Volt, although GM's car is more high-tech and expected to handle better.
If they bring it in even close to the price that they're talking about, it will make a big difference, and there's probably some people in Detroit that are freaking out about it.
From a single battery producer to
So how did a relatively unknown Chinese company, which produces only a few 100,000 cars a year, beat the world's biggest automakers to the finish line? For starters, China, now the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, is encouraging the development of environmentally friendly vehicles. BYD started out as a manufacturer of cell phone batteries and only produced its first car 5 years ago. Save for the windows and the tires, the company produces almost all the parts for its cars. That's one of the keys to its success. The next breakthrough for the Chinese company is penetrating the U.S. market, which BYD plans to do by 2011. By then, it may have some competition. Stephanie Tsai, ABC News, Shenzhen, China.
And we have one other story about a rare Chinese export. 2 pandas arrived in Taiwan today, the latest goodwill gesture designed to repair relations between the two countries. Millions of people watched the arrival ceremony for hours on television. It was a huge event in Taiwan. The combined name of the pandas, Tuan Tuan and Yan Yan, means reunion. And when we return, the Christmas shopping rush. Will the weather be the latest thing to spoil retailers' hopes? That when World News continues.
Steaming is such an important part of fresh Asian cuisine.
It unlocks the intricate flavors of ingredients.
Like spicy red peppers and zesty oranges.
But not everyone has a bamboo steamer.
That's why we created new Asian-inspired Healthy Choice Cafe steamers.
Our innovative steamer cooks right in your microwave to bring out the fresh taste.
For tender chicken and fluffy rice in a delicious sweet and spicy sauce.
New Asian-inspired Healthy Choice Cafe steamers in 4 authentic recipes.
Robitussin knows one of the reasons we cough is to help clear away mucus. Robitussin DM Max has a double dose of the medicine that helps clear mucus while also controlling your cough. Robitussin DM Max, double the strength against mucus for a reason.
Today I found out that my funny bone is sick and that my drug plan's monthly premium has changed. So I compared other plans and found similar coverage at a better price.
Now's the time to review and compare Medicare prescription drug plans. And from November 15th to December 31st, you can even change your plan. Call 1-800-MEDICARE or go to Medicare.gov and use the Plan Finder to see options in your state.
Your funny bone is better now.
And so is my prescription drug plan.
My fibromyalgia muscle pain wasn't something you could see, but I felt it all over. Some days I had to push myself to leave the house and do everyday things. Then my doctor told me about prescription Lyrica. It's not an antidepressant. Lyrica is FDA approved for fibromyalgia. And clinical studies have shown that Lyrica can help reduce the unique pain of fibromyalgia and improve function. So now I have less pain, and I can do more during my day. Lyrica is not for everyone. Tell your doctor about any serious allergic reaction that causes swelling or affects breathing or skin or changes in eyesight, including blurry vision or muscle pain with fever or tired feeling. Some of the most common side effects of Lyrica are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands and feet. Do not drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. You should not drive or operate machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Help for fibromyalgia pain can start here. Ask your doctor about Lyrica.
Help seal out tough food particles. Fix it and control with Food Seal. Enjoy all the foods you love.
What can $100 buy you on Christmas Eve morning? Tomorrow, a must-see GMA shopping event, live from inside the biggest store in the world. Real shopping in real time for last-minute deals so great, even Santa will be jealous. Tomorrow on Good Morning America.
More bad news about the country's housing market today. Sales of existing homes fell almost 9% last month. Economists call it a buyer's market with more than 4 million existing homes now for sale. And new home sales in November fell almost 3% to their slowest sales pace in 18 years. It's also a buyer's market for last-minute Christmas shoppers. Retailers are desperately trying to recover from what so far has been a dismal holiday season. And this week's weather, it's not helping. Here's David Muir.
Across this country, the whiter the Christmas, the less green it's become for retailers. Already struggling stores are taking a huge hit, with relentless storms paralyzing those last-minute shoppers that retailers depend on. Foot traffic at malls this past weekend down a dramatic 17% from last year.
That is a disaster scenario. 53% of the country is blanketed in snow during a week that we really want no disruptions to travel.
Bill Kirk tracks the weather's effect on sales for stores like Walmart, Target, and the Bon-Ton. In the last week, 784 inches of snow have fallen in 112 major cities. That's 3 times the average. And when it comes to sales, there is a huge correlation.
For every degree colder it is in December for the month, retail sales will lose about 1%.
In the last week, temperatures across the country have dropped an average of 3 degrees. That's more than $14 billion in expected sales. June Pessman of Nashua, New Hampshire doesn't need the numbers. She sees it. She's been through an ice storm and nearly 30 inches of snow.
The weather has been brutal. It's horrible. People just aren't getting out as much.
Nice to see you. Down the street, the town jeweler is struggling too.
Really did, just affected the psyche of everyone. And I think with the way people have been affected by the economy, the weather didn't help at all.
If there is any silver lining, it comes in the form of last-minute deals for shoppers who do brave the cold and snow.
I just wanted to stir. It was 90% off.
90?
Yeah.
Because you waited so long.
Yeah.
At this point, many retailers say they can't afford not to drop prices with fewer shoppers and even fewer days until Christmas. David Muir, ABC News, New York.
And tonight, an amazing story. We have word of an unusual crime sting. Police in Finland were doing a crime scene check on a stolen car. Inside, they noticed a mosquito that appeared rather well fed. So they did a DNA check on the blood in the mosquito. Turns out it matched the DNA of a man in the police criminal database. The man admits being in the car, but claims he was just hitchhiking and didn't steal it. Police so far aren't biting on that story. When we come back, something to do while you wait for your plane.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
I always thought calcium and vitamin D and exercise would keep my bones healthy. But I got osteoporosis anyway, so my doctor started me on once monthly Boniva. And he told me something important. Boniva works with your body to help stop and reverse bone loss. My test results proved I was able to stop and reverse my bone loss with Boniva. And studies show after 1 year on Boniva, 9 out of 10 women did too.
Don't take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. If severe bone, joint, and/or muscle pain develops, tell your doctor.
I've got this one body and this one life, so I wanted to stop my bone loss. But I did more than that. I reversed it with Boniva. Ask your doctor if Boniva is right for you.
Boniva helps stop and reverse bone loss.
Frequent
heartburn used to ruin my evenings, so I tried Prilosec OTC. It works all day and all night, so now heartburn won't keep coming back. Try Prilosec OTC, the round-the-clock heartburn blocker.
Today, scrubologists reveal how the automatic shower cleaner really works. Scrubbing bubbles combined with the water left on your shower walls. Then they clean as they slide down. Removes mildew stains and soap scum. Cleans a dirty shower in days, then keeps it clean.
Nice job.
No biggie. Scrubbing Bubbles Automatic Shower Cleaner. We work hard so you don't have to. S.E. Johnson, a family company.
My sinuses are so congested, I can't think.
The pressure's keeping me up at night.
My sinuses are about to explode.
Introducing Sudafed PE Day and Night Dual Pack. Maximum strength relief of sinus pressure and congestion. 2 different tablets relieve sinus symptoms so you can get through the day and rest at night.
My sinuses are relieved.
I feel rested.
I feel like myself again.
Sudafed PE Day and Night. Unblock your head.
I'm Mark Goldston, Chairman and CEO of Net Zero. Here's a plan for America's broadband users to save $16 billion a year and $300 individually. Switch to Net Zero dial-up at $9.95 per month. Call 1-800-NET-ZERO or go to netzero.com.
Okay, what would you do if you caught your married friend cheating or saw someone steal a wallet? Well, you won't believe what our hidden cameras catch. Just when you think no one's watching, we are. What would you do? Premieres 2 weeks from tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Tomorrow, what could be a better gift for this brave mother? After 5 years, she has her 4 sons home for Christmas. This band of brothers has already served 6 tours of duty. A family reunion you won't want to miss on World News with Charles Gibson.
Finally tonight, the frustration of airport delays. Time to kill, nothing to do, no one to talk to. Well, some folks in Houston have come up with a way to turn that downer into an upper. Ryan Owens checked it out.
A chorus of chaos.
Out of the lane, please.
Holiday travel never sounded pretty. This year, it's downright ear-splitting. Karaoke has left the neighborhood bar and landed in a humiliatingly public place, the international terminal of Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston. The airport has tried choirs and bands, and someone thought this would be the next logical step. Blame airport supervisor Rob Mason.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bit of a ham,
owns
a karaoke machine, and can say this with a straight face.
We have such talent in the airport, around the airport, so it is really fun to hear people who can really sing.
From the construction workers on break to the guy who got so into his song
Santa Claus is coming to town.
He almost missed his flight to the parade of cute kids. As for the unsuspecting passengers, some pretend not to hear holiday classics being butchered, others join right in. It takes a lot of nerve to grab that microphone. It takes even more to make this prediction.
I think you may see it year-round.
That's a very disturbing thought. Think about how much longer your next layover will feel when it comes with its own soundtrack. Ryan Owens, ABC News.
Sorry.
Houston.
And that is World News for this Tuesday. I'm Charlie Gibson, and I hope you had a good day. For all of us at ABC News, have a good night.
Hey, the countdown is on for ABC's The List. Tonight, we got sex, scandal, and celebrities, of course. We've even got an early New Year's kiss for you from Julianne Hough.
Welcome to The List.
Tonight at 10 on ABC.
This is The List.